Hello, welcome to Table Talk at JEC. Here at Table Talk, we have a free-flowing conversation on many topics of interest to many people, like Bible, like theology, like Christian life, social issues, ethical issues, all kinds of things. Yes, here at Table Talk, we learn together. And today with us here is Audrey.
Hi everyone, I'm Audrey. Some people know me as Allison, and I am a marketeer, a sinner, a believer of Christ who still has a lot of questions in mind. That makes me very, very excited to be here and spend this afternoon or this time with you to learn more about God and answers to my questions.
Wow, you're at the right place. And also with us today is Anne.
Hi. Hello to every one of you. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, and I am someone who loves to share people about the Lord, sharing people about the hope they have in Christ.
Yes, wow, that's good to hear. And also with us today is Ren.
Hi everyone, I'm Ren. I also work in marketing. I was told I was very curious, hence why I was invited to join here because I have a lot of questions and I want to know the answers to, I guess, all of those questions and maybe come up with more questions. And I hope to hear a lot from everyone today.
Wow, seems we're going to have a great conversation today.
I guess one thing that also kind of makes me question is on the topic of the secularity, the world, how it is today. And one thing as women that we get to question is the topic on IVFs, surrogations, insemination, all these things. And of course, prior to the current modern world, people in the traditional setting do not have these yet. But now that we have those, are these still valid as Christians to perform, to do, or is it something acceptable as a Christian?
Yeah. In ancient times, if you cannot have a child, then you take all kinds of potions, medicine, or you go to a temple and ask favor from the god of that temple. They don't have modern reproductive technology like we do. But then today, instead of going to the temple, you go to the hospital.
Yes.
And a doctor attends to you and then asks you to take that test and that test.
Yes.
And then he has these new methods, right? So today we live in a different world, and Christian ethics need to catch up with these things. And sometimes it's very difficult because some of this medical technology can be a bit sophisticated for theologians. They have to relearn or they have to learn something, a big bulk of materials which are new to them. Generally, we have this principle. Anything that's abortifacient is not moral. Abortifacient means there was fertilization, but then the fertilized egg is allowed to die. So in IV, because it's expensive, it's not a simple procedure, so sometimes they want to have multiple fertilization just to be sure. If this one doesn't work, there's a backup. And then if it works, what happens to the remainder? So sometimes they are disposed. So that's considered abortifacient. Some birth control techniques are actually abortifacient. It's basically to prevent a fertilized egg from attaching to the uterus. So life has begun, but was unable to sustain itself because the normal biological course was interrupted. So para sa ating Kristiyano, we don't want to do that because we believe that life begins at conception. Now, there are some birth control techniques which prevent fertilization. So the sperm is captured so that it doesn't fertilize an egg. So that would not be abortifacient. So that is more widely accepted among Christians because there was no death of a fertilized egg. So mainly if you stay with that should be a reliable guide. Is it abortifacient? And you can ask your doctor, was there fertilization? Will this life be allowed to continue? Or some will be and some not? So that's how we can manage.
It seems that the responsibility is in the hands of the doctors or those who are doing the...
Actually, the patient. Because the doctor has only a certain way of doing it.
Okay.
So meron silang standard procedure of doing it. But the patient has the final say.
Okay.
After explaining, if you say that, no, I have four fertilized eggs, and I will have one to become a baby, and then these 3 will be disposed because you got your baby, then that's abortifacient. So you have to ask the doctor whether what happens to the fertilized eggs. What will happen? If they say, no, you just want 2, but I made 4 just as backup. Now, as a Christian, you can always say, well, just give me 2.
Okay.
You can always say that because you're the patient, right? So the doctor will not impose it on you. He may advise that you have a few reserved, but as a Christian, we don't want to kill any life, right? So you can always stay with that and pray that, 2 babies come out later on.
So basically, it's kind of okay. It is okay, but just with the terms on, I guess the important part is like the end result, like not having to kill or not having to dispose any of the life in itself. So it is acceptable, but under a series of terms.
Yeah,
Correct me if
under
I'm
that
wrong.
term.
Okay.
So it's like, because some feel that we have to do it the natural way.
Yeah.
Natural, huh? So everything has to be natural. You can't have artificial assistance. No. So if that's the case, I probably can't drive because I wear glasses, which are artificial to help me see the road signs and things. We do a lot of things in an artificial way. Like when you go to Hong Kong, you didn't walk, right? So there are artificial wings, carry you there. Diba? So we're assisted in many ways. So for this one, it's medical assistance.
Yeah.